Wow, it's hard to believe we're only 2/3 done. Like, if they'd stopped right there. Okay. Look how freaking big this is. That's what I love about it. It's big. Third time this unboxing, Ava. That's what she said. What is wrong with you? It's not that Super Sentai Mecha are getting smaller. It's just they don't have as much bang for their buck. That's the problem. And last, but certainly not least, we have Sky Hover. That's a great name, too. That's English, but I don't care. That's a good name, too. For the third time now, the badge is a different shape. So rather than exhaust nozzles or claws of like a rescue something or other, instead we have a pilot's wings. So that's nice. Well, it's a star, I suppose. Again, blue plastic and a red LED. What's going on here? It works fine here. It looks great as here. Just why do they insist on doing that? I don't know. Oh, that's a big joint right there. That's got to be a shoulder joint. That's got to be the size of that thing. I'll set it right now so I don't have to later on. This very much reminds me of the what was it? I can't remember the original Japanese name, but this very much reminds me of Jumwhale. No, I'm kidding. It very much reminds me of the Stratoforce Megazord, which I happen very much enjoy, by the way. Still enjoy. And I'll finally put this away. Give myself a little more room to work with, because when we get to that Ultra combo, ho ho ho. But yeah, this is very much in line with the Stratoforce Megazord. Oh, much instructions. Much instructions. Unfortunately, the pictures are a bit smaller. Grr. Oh! These instructions just pointed out something that didn't occur to me until just now. For the third time now, I'm pointing out that Surtoys, for whatever reason, they individually wrap things. I don't know why. I don't get it. Why would they do that? I'm not sure. But they do. But it highlighted something interesting, which didn't register for me until just now. It's a big hunk of plastic. Very brick-ish. Whatever. The instructions don't tell you, they don't say, oh, you take this part, take this part, you put it together for the vehicle form first or the robot form first. They don't say that. These instructions start, step 1, well, it doesn't really say 1, it says 1. It starts with it already in robot mode, and then it changes into vehicle mode. That's interesting, because that tells me, without having looked at the box, that Surtoys intentionally took these apart in the Surtoys intentionally took these apart and put them into their base components, put them into their separate components. But in the box, the original box in China, they're already assembled together in robot mode. And that goes for those two as well. So, I didn't know that. Oh, that's cool. The rotors can turn. It's not even a transformation thing, it's just the rotors can turn. Nice. I like that. So, and the reason I bring that up is because it starts out in robot mode, but I don't know how to put the robot mode together. I can guess because of experience, but you know, a 4 or 6-year-old Chinese kid probably doesn't know how it goes together in robot mode. So, because it's already put together in robot mode in the box. This is a Sir-Toys complaint, mind you. It's strange. I don't get it. So I'm just going to have to put this together starting in robot mode and then work it into vehicle mode. It says that you take the shoulders off, it says you take the head off, you take the legs off, and you take the arms off, but since I don't know how to put that together, I have to kind of guess. Looks like this is a base component, so like, this doesn't matter. The head is a little obvious under there, but I can live with that. It's okay. I love that these VTOL these VTOL engines here. That's a nice touch. That's nice. Poor old Plex and Bandai of Japan, Bandai of America, they would molded it as a single piece and then painted it in, or not painted it at all. But China went to the extra effort. They put little. I mean, it's not part of the transformation. You can turn the turbofans. Nice. Landing gear, no. So this came as is. Okay, so I don't have to worry about that. I would have associated that with landing gear, not a random little thingy. That's strange. So which one's which? I don't know. Wait a second, it has wheels on it, but they want you to extend the claws. Really? Why? It's a strange choice. Oh, that is so cool. It has wrist articulation. The wrists can turn side to side. Sweet. And I don't think it really matters which way you put it. Sick. That'd be a nice feature to have once in a while. Plex, Bandai. That'd be nice to have. Little tiny wheels on the back piece. Gotta fight that a little bit. At least they give you something that... They give you a friction point to grab onto so you can actually open up these landing gear. That's good. I'm going to have a stern talking to it about tolerances, though. Oh, I know what that is. Alright. Okay, so that goes there. There. And I'm actually going to push it. Oh, that's why they tell you to push it all the way in. Okay. And then this big hunk of plastic just goes in the back. He's kind of sort of grabbing his own ass, though. I'm not liking that. So even though it would seem to be controlled by one ranger, because there's only 5, I think there's only 5 rangers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unless there's a white ranger I'm not aware of, that's in addition to a pink ranger. There's 2 separate... Hey, check this out, by the way. It's not a single vehicle, which, by the way, holy crap. It's not a single vehicle controlled by a single ranger, or it's not that this set alone is only one vehicle mode. It actually has 2 separate vehicle modes. It has 2 separate vehicles. 2 separate vehicles, 2 separate vehicles. That's nice. That's consistent, because that actually is a cockpit. Yeah, I can verify that. That does look like a cockpit right there for a vehicle mode. So, yeah, it counts in my book. And then you just take this. Is that just that one, really? Ah. Oh, you clever girl. Well, how I'm going to hang on to it when I do this is the tricky part. That's 1, 2, 3. How about that? I like that. And there is the complete vehicle mode, which you totally can't see from all the way over there. Might even be out of frame, so I'll get you a little closer. And goodness me, look at the wingspan on this. Go-Go Jet can't touch this shit. Nice. Very nice. Is it? Nope, it's not. Okay. And then there's that huge hunk of thing sitting on the back, which is, everybody's already drawn the conclusion that it's pretty much a kibble thing, so you can remove this if you want to. But, I mean, it actually is supposed to go with it, so, and it actually is streamlined. It looks like it fits on there, so I'm going to leave it. It's fine with me. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Nice. But for the time being, I'm going to take it off, because it is a bit on the heavy side. At least this back heavy thing. Come on. There's three clips on here. Good grief. It's like you pull off one and then the other one re-engages. Come on. There you go. So really, here's the real vehicle mode. And it is pretty darn nice. You know what this also reminds me of? Speaking of big blue flying vehicles, yes, it reminds me of Gemwell, but there's another thing it reminds me of, and I totally didn't think of this until just now. It also reminds me of this toy, which about 95% of my viewers did not look at, or did not get. What's this guy called? Span the Spinosaurus, from a different company. This is from Switch and Go Dinos. It's almost there. It's pretty close. You know, parallel can be drawn. Again, I still don't know why it is nobody picked this up. Like all you Transformers fans, I'm like, this is from 2-3 years ago, and nobody got it, and I can't understand why. And people call me crazy. I'm like, why didn't anybody? It's only $35. Now they don't make them anymore. I mean, the Switch and Go Dinos ended in early 2016, which I was disappointed with. I thought it was a great line, because it was baby's first Transformer. But this toy in particular is pretty flippin' awesome. Motion sensor. It's got 4 different sounds on it. It's got triggers. It's got push to fire with a trigger with a sound effect tied in. It can transform. It's got an LCD. Is that right? Yeah, it's got an LCD. It's smart enough to know which modes it changes into. It's capable of carrying some of the other toys that are sold separately. It's got a little hook on the bottom here for the little cage thing. It's smart enough to know when it's being rolled around. It's smart enough to know when you pick it up and fly it around the room. This is $35. Why did nobody ever pick this up? Seriously, this thing is marvelous. No, we have to go for the latest and greatest Power Rangers Dino Charge, whatever. Oh no, that's the legitimate thing. Ava, you're out of your mind. This is for toddlers. What's wrong with you? Honestly, Ava, what are you thinking? I'm thinking I got a bigger bang for my buck. That's what she said? I suppose. We'll go with it. That's what she said. So that's 4, I've said. What is wrong with me? Okay. And the other thing that makes Sky Hover here, I don't know if Sky Hover has names for the individual vehicles, or how do I take this apart? Jeez. Where do I grab on? What's going on? What's happening? I'm lost. The other thing that's kind of neat is that the arms that are very much arms on the underneath here can be let's see, do I extend or retract them? I don't remember. Whoa, shit. It's supposed to do that. Oh no, okay, so the arms are supposed to be put, yeah, so you push the forearm in all the way. Ta-da! Built-in gearwalk, and I'm guessing, I'm hoping, that this, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's the light. Yes, it can stand on its own at a slight angle on this thing here. Gearwalk mode confirmed. Bargain. And yes, I think they actually were trying to do that. Why else would they have the shoulder joint that can move outward like that? Why else would they have that there? Well, they have it there so it can do that. Thank you, Audley. Plex, learn. This is so good. It's so good. It's so satisfying when those fucking blocks we had last year. or the Nin Shurikens, the Nin Shurikens, or the, what's the one I'm always forgetting about? Oh, the blocks. Or dinosaurs with the batteries and this is so much more satisfying. I cannot tell you. Running out of space on that memory chip, Ava. Get going. The only thing though is, because these are hip joints, these are going to be a bit floppy. That is going to happen. So expect it to happen. To be fair, that would happen with any toy. Excuse me. I really wish I had an autofocus. Or no, correction. I wish I had a manual focus. That I've got an autofocus, but you have to, or no, I have a pre-focus. So I have to kind of judge where the focus is going to be. And then I have to make sure that, you know, when I hit the button, it's actually going to focus where I want it to be. It would be easier if I just had a, you know, little slider thing, whatever it's called, where I could actually manually turn it, or, you know, button up and down and get, you know, do those incremental focuses. It would be so much better. An automatic focus where it's adjusting on the fly, that's a situational thing. Okay, where was I? I got 40 minutes of footage left, and then I'm going to fill this thing up. So, oh God, that means I've been going for 2 hours. All right, what was I talking about? Let's talk about how floppy this was, which is not a problem. That's okay. That's allowed. It doesn't need to be any tighter because, well, yes, this is a vehicle unto itself, but you've also got the bracing of this, so it balances out. It's acceptable. And it's not like the Time Shadow Megazord didn't have this, or the Go-Go Jet also had this issue. What's another one? I hesitate to say Astro Megazord, but because Astro Megazord was different entirely. Okay. Here we go. Now ordinarily, the old Chinese kid would already have gotten this in robot mode, but I have to learn how to do it. So, oh, before I forget, I love that they've got the starboard and port lighting on here. That's always a bonus when I see toy makers do that. Folding up the landing gear on the back of the shoulders, or back of the torso. One of them's really loose, one of them's really tight. Engineering, whatever. This is very simple. You just flip it up, and then it's already like this, so it's not really a mask, but then you just fold this crest down, and then it covers up that. So it actually has two faces. Yeah, it's got two faces. It's got that one, and then you fold it up slightly, and I'll be honest, I love the little flying goggles. That just works for me. So, you know, I'm probably never ever going to fold that all the way down. I'm going to leave it like that. You know, you probably fold it down for the combined form, the ultimate combiner. That's probably how this works. I don't think it just combines separately with the... Oh, I forgot about that. If I remember at the end of this video, you can take this section, right? No, I'm sorry. You take this section and configure it thusly. You can attach this to the back of both Rescue Engine and Blast Crash when they're separate. Not in this combined form, whatever this is called, but you can do it when they're separate. So you get a little Ninja Mega Falcon Zord action happening. So just know that that's there. How do I do this? Oh, so that's why that folds down. Okay, so you fold it down when it becomes the backpack. Strangely, this is not the backpack that they use. You actually use this. Alright, fair enough. It says, suppose that means you have this flying support. Oh, when you attach this to Blast Crash, you have to remove the little claw thingy from the back that usually sits on the lower back. You have to remove that. Looks like it uses the same joint. Fair enough. Okay. Looks like it's optional if these are up or these are down. I think leaving it up gives it a little more flair. But I'm not going to do it because it's this big. Oh, wait. No, oh, yes, you can. So you can take this and turn it into a backpack. Is that how it comes? No, it is not. So the backpack is optional. And it's oriented differently from how because ordinarily okay. Ordinarily in vehicle mode it's attached like this, but in robot mode you turn it downwards and attach it. That's clever. That's taking care of your accessories. And there you have Skyhover. Oh, that poor battery's struggling. That poor LED. It's struggling. I don't think the battery is low. I just think that it's God bless it. It's trying so hard to go through that blue plastic, and it just can't do it. So I'll spare it. This is so cool. And yes, because of transmission, it can do this. Oh God. The sad thing is they've got a panel line that goes all the way around where the knee is. This is my first. This is the first time with Audley. Okay, this is the first time, or with what's this called? Giant Saber, which is the combined series. So this is the first time in the Giant Saber series where they've missed an opportunity to put in an articulating knee, and there's plenty of room. I don't see why they couldn't have done it. There's plenty of room. Oh, they painted in these grills. Sweet. That's nice. I missed that first time around. Yeah, that's an opportunity because I don't see anywhere where these, where they combine in any way with any of these. I don't think there's any combining with the legs. So I think this would have been a safe place to put a knee articulation. And really, what they could have done was extend and then just a little, just give us 45 degrees and call it good. And of the three, is that right? Nope, that's a lie, never mind. It can actually get the arms to go all the way up like this. Can it go any higher? Yes! You can do 180. Woo! You cannot do beyond 180. At least not in that direction. But you can. Okay, so you can only move it back one ratchet, because any further than that, you start stressing the. Oh shit! What am I talking about? Remember that Gearwalk thing? You can totally move the arms out to the side. Yes. The hands are on a spring. Each of them is on a spring. Oh my God! By the way, these are springs. Well, kind of. Pushing it in once will not open it up. Push it in twice and they will open. So yeah, this, I think it's safe to say this one has the most articulation of all of them. I suppose it's the most agile, nimble. Dude, that was sweet. And just to add that little bit of, wow, that's great. They got the World War I goggles, or they got the goggles, flying goggles. That does it for me. That takes the curse off of it. For whatever reason, he's got a gold-colored chin. He's got a gold beard. And these wrists, by the way, yes, the wrists can turn. Now that I think about that, that's kind of weird because both the elbows or both the shoulders can turn and the wrist can turn. It's a little strange. I'm not quite sure why they did it that way. But anyways, Shit, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. They put transparent, like all of them have, wait, does Blast Crash? Blast Crash does not have any clear blue on it, but this one does. For the, right? No, that doesn't. So the only place that I can tell for the moment that this has clear blue is around the wrist, right here, and then on the front here, as opposed to Rescue Engine where it's got little strobe light wannabes all over the place. Now this is a problem that Space Deleter also had the same problem, in that it's great to have the extra transparent colors. That's great. I like that. But the problem is it doesn't stand out. And especially when you put blue against black, when you put light blue against black, the blue tends to kind of disappear, just kind of mold in. You can't even see, without me pointing at it, is that blue or is that black? Is that blue or is that very dark gray? You know, it's difficult to tell. And so, and the same thing happened with the Space Deleter mecha as well. The one thing they need to figure out is they need to paint or put a piece of plastic, colored plastic that's white or light gray or something along those lines on the inner side. Not paint the outside, but paint the inner side so that the light will go through, the light source will go inside and it'll reflect off of the interior. By the way, we have sleet right now, so it's not going to snow. We're not going to have a white Christmas, unfortunately. But yeah, that's the one thing that they need to figure that out, or some kind of They kind of have a reflective surface. That might just be a texture, whatever. This is cool. Blue Hover. This might be my favorite of the three. Right for right now, this is my favorite of the three. Can you say bias? And I can't quite figure out why it has these landing gear thingies in the front here, because they don't serve as landing gear. So I don't quite know why. Like, I know what a gun looks like, whatever. But why is that a little landing gear thing? They're not functional. It's molded in. It's part of the foot. But like, it's kind of strange. But oh well. That is so cool. That is so cool. Double shoulder joints, wrist and shoulder articulation. It's kind of weird that they have double articulation, because you've got a wrist, but then you've got the whole shoulder, the whole thing turns. So you've got this motion, but you've also got this motion. It's kind of weird. But the elbow does not, there is no elbow joint. Whew. I'm getting excited. Hopefully there aren't any more compromises. I have to, taking red shoulder pads off. I hope I don't have to do that for the final thing. Let's get to it. 19 minutes, Ava. You got 19 minutes for everything. Oh, woe is me. 19 minutes out of 2.5 hours. Ooh. First step, tear it to pieces. I'm looking ahead to see if there's anything I don't need to take apart on this, so, okay. So I can go without tearing this whole thing to individual components. I can leave the torso assembled, and the legs can also remain assembled, so that's good. Shoulder pads and head, that's going to start happening. But I'm pretty certain I'm going to have to take everything else apart, starting with this. Hopefully those missiles don't go off in the meantime. And lesson learned, I'm going to turn it in that direction. This is so cool. This is so fun. This is what's missing from Bandai America. Yeah, it's also missing from Bandai America. This is what's missing from Super Sentai. This right here. This is fun. Size matters not. This is fun. The sad thing is the cubes in Jojo, they didn't even transform. You just fold it into it. Okay, that's actual snow. That's not sleet. That's not hail. That's sleet. That's wet snow. I'll revise that. We might actually have a white Christmas. Actually, I'll leave that open. Put This is what's missing right here. This is fun. It wasn't even that the cubes themselves contributed to the transformation. You just plug them in place and then that's it. Boring. The only time the cubes transformed was it Wild Jewel King with the arms, because you actually had to open up one of the arms from Jewel King and Jewel Wild. That might be the only transformation they had to go through for a combiner. So as this is here, this is all I have to do. Here's the thing I was talking about with the combiner of Rescue and Blast Crush, is this joint right here. It would have been better if the head had remained in position here, or had been able to fold back by itself, as opposed to being tied into this huge thing here. Does this actually ratchet? It's a soft ratchet, so yes, it does go back, but it's not going to stick. Fair enough. Oh, this is way more satisfying. Way more. As individual mecha, they look a little strange, but you can live with it, or at least they look like something. They're super vehicles and not animals. Enough with the animals. Seriously. Yeah, head reveal's last. Screw that noise. Your head reveal is always last. Oh. You do have to widen the hips. That's a heck of a thing. The feet from Blast Crash need to come off because they get used in a different way. These are actually just stored on the back. They don't even act as heel spurs. They look like heel spurs, but they don't actually touch the ground. So that's strange. Why would they put a spring-loaded heel spurs if they weren't going to use them? Strange. The heel spurs, they don't even get used in this one. Well, maybe they do. It doesn't say they do. It doesn't tell you to open them, so I don't know what to say. Oh, these are definitely used for, okay. The heel spears are used for Blast Crash as an individual. Okay, I just missed it earlier. Should have been in the instructions. I thought I caught that earlier. Oh god, it's more of those thigh connector joints. Oh god. Why me? Why? Oh, that's not nearly as bad. It's not nearly as bad. Of course, putting them together wasn't the hard part. Getting them apart is the hard part. Sandal blocks, that's a classic combiner. It's strange, they allow for it, but it doesn't show it. I wonder why those shoulder joints on... Why do those... Why do those even move on Blast Crash? Like, why is there this motion on the shoulders? Because it's not used in the vehicles. Those are shoulder joints, and you can't use it in combined form. What did I get? Oh, you can just keep the torso and the smaller vehicle attached. Alright. Well, it sure is going up, isn't it? Here's the part where we have to deal with these shoulder joints that I was talking about earlier. You can see how they move around. Only one of them moves? I didn't know that. Okay. I'll revise that. This shoulder, the left shoulder, or the left torso, does move down, but the right torso does not. Huh. Alright. I put this thing away every single time thinking, oh, it's just going to collapse down. You know, that's actually better than what, I mean, it actually stays open and it stops snowing. Sleet, whatever that is. You know, at least this vehicle gets used on a regular basis. You know, it might be used for the same thing over and over and over, but at least it's getting used in the same way each time. It's being used as an arm with dart launchers. Sweet. Huh. Blast Crash's left torso, that thing that I just went through talking about, it becomes another shoulder joint. That's funny. Oh, hell yes. And then this thing becomes a gun. Hell yes. Oh my god, that's so cool. That's so cool. We're almost there. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's shoulder armor. Whoa. Wait, what? Wait a minute. That ain't right. I think it's time for our head reveal. Holy shit balls, that is a head reveal. It has a visor that comes down. It has a V-fin visor that comes down over its eyes, and then it has a little pair of horns that fold out just a little bit. Oh my god, that's so awesome. Why? That's amazing. Oh my god. Yes. Now it's definitely crotch forward. There's a very marginal arrow right there pointing forward. Wait, what? Wait. Oh god. The head slides forward. Okay, that was the missing step. Ooh. I kind of like that and I kind of don't. Oh my god, the head can tilt upwards as well. Holy crap. Well, kind of. Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. Okay, that's what concerned me. I was like, there's no way the crotch can fit on top of the head because there's not enough room. And it opens up space for that. Okay. Oop, wrong way. Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool. Oh my god. You finally put this in the place it should have been earlier. Sorry, I heard this thing got filled up so the camera turned itself off. And I heard it go off and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna mess around for another minute or so and then I'll grab it. So there's about a 3-minute time lag between when it went out and this. Or I could just edit it, you know, and you'd never know the difference. But yeah, this is the combines and all those things. And this is Cosmos Saver. You may be familiar with him from one of my earlier videos, link below. This is what came out in 2014. This is the Ultimate Combiner form. I'm out of breath. With a little bit of negotiating, just a little, I was able to get the shoulders out to 90 degrees, but the glowing badges that sit on the front, the emblems that sit on the front of each shoulder, they bump up against the wing spurs, the wing shoulder armor, things like that. They bump up against it. So I actually had to unpeg the shoulder armor, move the arm up, and then peg it back into place. That's what I had to do. And yes, it does get to be a bit on the front heavy side, and so front heavy, in fact, that I had to turn it face the other direction because, again, this is a sloped surface. This is sloped a little bit, and so it was actually falling over. So be advised, if you decide to tilt the arms forward 90 degrees, front heavy does become an issue. But cannot argue with what happened here? Oh, I know what happened. A slightly silly thing, but an understandable thing. you can get the arms to point forward 90 degrees. So here we've got Giant Saber Rescue's Ultimate. I hope this is the Ultimate. If it gets any bigger than this, holy shit. Because this only came out a month ago. I want to say it only came out a month ago, 2 months ago, where all three were finally released. They all came out around the same time. Sir Toys got them around the same time. So that was not the same thing that happened here, where we had to what's the word? We had to wait about 3-4 months between when Uranus Saber came out and when Star Saber and Planet Saber came out. Star Saber, Planet Saber came out at the same time. That's the first two mecha, and then Uranus Saber came out like 3-4 months later. There actually was a delay in production. So I'm wondering if Audley is doing rather than doing the production model that Bandai, Plex, and Toei use, where they release them over the course of the year, maybe this is a case of they release them all at the same time, and then just let the kids buy it as the show progresses. I don't know how many episodes there are, but it might be a different business model. I don't know. But oh my God, people, this is heavy. This is heavier. It's also shinier. I mean, don't get me wrong. The gun or the marbled gray, that looks fine. I like that look. That if used properly, that can look good. But in this case, and in this case, in the case of Cosmos Saber, which is it works. But in this case, they decided to go for primary black, and then the neon yellow stripe. I'm having to hold this right now because, like I said, those arms are. I also don't want these two bumping into each other. But yes, it is possible. Oh, you can see right there. Okay, I take it back. This has to be, the right shoulder armor has to be loose in order to get this arm upwards, because it's just the way this particular badge works. I suppose you could remove the badge. You can remove the LED thing. You can remove that, and then it should be able to pivot fine. Oops, that's not a secure place I can grab on. Come on! It really doesn't like this. This joint is really tight, but considering the amount of weight, I mean, it's carrying a torso and an arm and the wings. So, yeah, it's expected it has to be tighter. And then snap that back down. And then the same thing over here. It's kind of a weird elbow, the way that works. And by the way, you can turn the ambulance at the elbow. You can do that. But then your gun ends up turned sideways. So it's up to you if you want to do that or not. And that shoulder's going to pop, as I expected it to. Yeah. So if you don't want to unsnap those shoulders, then the arms will always be straight. But if you don't mind just a little bit of fibbing, you can pose it with the arms up. It is possible. It will be front hip. On a flat surface, I actually tried it in the intervening minutes. I actually tried it on a flat surface. It will stand on its own. It is. It's just on this particular surface, it's just enough that it will fall over. So. Wow. I was impressed with this. It's slightly clusterfuck, slightly, because you've got an arm sticking out of an arm attached to an arm, which is kind of cool, by the way. But you know, it's also got these Gatling gun sound blaster thingies here. It's got these arms attached to the bottom, so it is a little clusterfucky, but this makes up for it. You've got this claw thing here, which you know, you can catch somebody if they try to do a crotch shot. That's interesting. And then you have two shields on either side. This one has like air vents. I suppose you could use them for like a whirlwind attack or something. And then you've got the rotary saw, rotary shovel thing on the other side, so you can chop people up if they try to reach you on that side. You've got a hammerhead claw and piston thingy on this side. You've got a pair of missiles here with a kind of sort of spade-like sword. So this thing is armed to the teeth. And then, oh, by the way, it's got this, and I can't get under there. Alright, there we go. Oh, I really can't get to it. Okay. So you gotta, and this is also a common complaint. You have to turn it on. Oh, don't shock me. Put it into place. And then attach this. Oh, there we go. By the way, that, the shoulder things is better than what Bandai and Plex did for the Deca Ranger Robo, by the way, because the shoulders actually light up on this thing. Yeah, it's a different wiring, who cares? The fact that it does it is good. Yeah, I think the battery on this is just outright. I don't think it's, I think the battery's dying, so yeah. I don't know what kind of batteries it uses, so hopefully it's American compatible, or else this is going to be the only time I'll ever see it. S for Saber. There's an S on the top there, there's an S there, there's one there, there's one on Rescue Engine. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that light off. Oh, and by the way, the head has horns that fold open just for aesthetics, and a visor which folds up just for aesthetics. The only thing that was missing on Cosmo Saber, the only thing that was missing is there could have been, the head is pretty much a block of plastic. They could have put a tiny light in there, so like lights up the eyes or these things on the side. That would have been cool. That's just the bears. And then you also had the you had the quad nipples on Star Saber, which there could have been lights in there, but there was probably enough mechanical pieces moving around that they couldn't really do it. So that was a forgivable one. Cosmo Saber, no excuse. Is one taller than the other? Nah. In what's his name? Mamoru Nagano, however you say his name, the creator of the 5-Star Stories, which is a manga. Just ignore the OVA. It's a manga. It's a long-running manga. It's a manga that's still going, by the way. It started in the 80s. It's still going, but it only publishes like once a year. It's not a weekly manga. It's like a once a month, once a year kind of thing. Anyways, the way he measured the mecha in his series, which are called mortar heads, is you measure according to the shoulder height. Which you know, fair enough, considering all the size of the heads can change. But all mortar heads are measured to their shoulder height, regardless of what kind of kibble they have attached to their shoulder, or what they have attached on top of their shoulder joints, or on top of the heads. They just kind of, so you measure to shoulder joint. So you know, you've got the shoulder joint here, roughly. Let's see, yeah, the shoulder joint's right about here, compared to here. So in terms of shoulder joint, yeah, the Rescue, whatever this is called. I need to find the names for this thing. It's going to drive me nuts. The shoulder joint, or the shoulder height is very different, but if you go from top to top, they're pretty much the same. Which is heavier? I'm getting my workout. Which is heavier? It's pretty close. I would need an actual, don't you dare. I would need an actual scale to tell the difference. I think it might be slightly heavier here, slightly, just because of the thickness of the plastic, which does eventually build out. This has, arguably this has more components, so there should be more plastic, but the thickness also makes a difference. So I'm going to say there's more pieces here, in terms of pieces you can take apart. There's more components here, but there's just more thickness to the plastic over here. So put my feet to the flames, which one's heavier? I would say this one. Put my feet to the flames, which one's taller? I don't know. It's so close. I might go with Cosmo Saber again. But I mean, that's trivial. I wouldn't, don't let that bother you. This thing's a monster. This thing is still very much worth it. By the way, I looked at Sir Toys a couple of days ago, matter of fact. They still have this on sale. The individual robos. Not, you don't buy it as a complete set. You buy it individually. So Star Saber, Planet Saber, and Uranus Saber. You get those three, you get this. You get Blast Crash, Rescue Engine, or just Engine, and Sky Hover for this. I'm impressed. I am very impressed. There's some little fibbing that happened here. There's little small tripping points. I'm not gonna compare apples to oranges, but I think the biggest tripping point was this right here, and that the backpack doesn't open up a little more on Cosmos. It should have spread apart a little more, or it should have done something other than just be a slab. As opposed to, shoulder articulation seems to be a thing with all three. Well, no, with with the Super Combiner, shoulder articulation is definitely an issue. It's definitely an issue. This can be an issue, but it's easy to remedy. You just lift up on this, move the shoulder into place, and then put it back in. So no worries. Whew. I'm done. I am done. Oh, yes, of course. And my little original Minicon. I don't think it's a knockoff. I think it's an original. It's just a shit original, whatever. And this guy for scale, I think. I don't know. So, with that, this is a very satisfied Ava Unit 4A saying, thanks for tuning in.